morning outdoors, folks. Glad to have you with me this morning. It's actually an exciting day. It is the 1st of October, opening day of our snowshoe hare hunting season. For many, many years now, I've had a tradition where I take off the first 2 days of the season. No matter what days of the week they are, I would take off those 2 days and I would rabbit hunt with my grandfather. Unfortunately, he passed away 5 years ago, and I've been on my own since. We're heading into rabbit hunt this morning. I'm alone. Well, I was going to be alone, but you're riding shotgun. We're almost to where we want to go. We're going to cut the dogs loose and have a great day. We've got an overcast day, so the scenting should be pretty good. My goal today is to take one rabbit and we're going to cook it. And with any luck, if this weather holds off, I'm going to get the rabbit on film. We're going to shoot him, we're going to clean him on film, and we're going to cook him on film. This is going to be fun. All right, you guys ready? All right, guys, you know the drill. Let's get up in here and find a bunny. We're out here today with old Reliable. They are just absolutely smoking this rabbit. Come on, good girl. So we're gonna start by piercing the hide. All right, and that's what it looks like. Oh, that looks like lunch to me. I'm gonna add in the veggies. And a lot. Look at that. Look at those beautiful little medallions of meat. Almost there. This is the way to start off a new hunting season. I sure do miss my grandfather, but I still take these first 2 days of the season. I don't book any hunts unless it's a drop-off hunt. Instead, I come out, I reminisce, I think about the hundreds of hunts gone by that I had with my grandfather. I've actually got his hunting jacket on. So this is more than just a day hunting for me. It's a day to reconnect with the past. That's important. The older you get, the more sentimental you tend to get. That's certainly been true with me. I was kind of a hellion when I was younger. But as the years have gone on, you get a soft spot. I guess you realize that your life is limited and all you've really got in the end is memories. We're here. We're gonna back in, cut the dogs loose, and get to it. This is gonna be great. All right, you guys ready? Boy. Boy. All right, let's do this. All right, guys, you know the drill. Let's get up in here and find a bunny. Oh, this is gonna be a great day. Hunt him up. Let's go. Find him. Get up in here. Let's find him. Look for him up in here, buddy. Let's find him. Where is he? As you can see, the biggest drawback to early season hunting is the undergrowth hasn't died down yet. All the ferns and leaves and raspberry bushes and things are still up high. This will die off about the 3rd week in October. It'll be gone. You'll be able to see a lot better in the woods. Find him, buddy. We're out here today with old Reliable. We've got our 410 handgun. I believe this is a 10 or 12-inch barrel. Not very long. I don't like the big, long ones. Go find him, buddy. Where is he? But this is the beast. It's a Thompson Center. Shoots 45 long Colt and 410 shells up to 3 inches. Deadly on anything from hare to grouse to in the upland game, basically. Find him, buddy. Turn him up. We got to be hitting something here pretty quick. Had a dog strike up here, 180 yards or so. Female with me just took off to him. We'll have some good music going here in a minute. He's 250 off this trail we're on, and those other dogs are heading to him. Now we're just going to wait and see what he does and try to pattern him out. I'll slide up in there somewhere where I determine the run to be, and we'll see if we can't get a look at him and drop the hammer on the first one of the year. Yeah, the old buck just joined in. 2 voices. We got one more. Nope, still 2 voices. Oh, there's number 3. And it's going to be hammer time. Damp ground, about 50 degrees. You can't. I mean, a goat could run a rabbit in these conditions. It is hammer time. I love it. There are a limited number of things in this world that make me smile from my core, from the inside out. And that's one of them right there. If you've never hunted with hounds, you've never raised a hound and watched it progress and hunt over it, you really don't know what you're missing. Because listening to that, it brings the hair up on the back of my neck. It makes me feel good. It's a memorable experience. It's like your child learning to walk or learning how to ride a bike. Certain milestones in life, and getting out here and enjoying these dogs and listening to what they do. I do it for a living because I love it. But if I wasn't making a living at it, I'd be doing it just the same. I am having an absolute blast. So I'm going to wait and kind of pattern him out a little bit. I'm going to let him run him for 15 or 20 minutes before I commit to anything and see where he wants to go. See what he decides he likes to do. And then I'll make a game plan and go in and try to get a shot at him. But until then, I'm just enjoying everything. Look at the surroundings. I mean, just look at the surroundings. You get to be outdoors. I'm going to hunt probably half a day today. And I'm not going to hear another vehicle. I'm not going to hear another person. I may hear a shot in the distance, but that's it. I don't hear traffic. All I hear is that beautiful hound music. God, I love it. If my grandfather was here, he would be grinning from ear to ear, standing in this trail right now, listening to it, and he'd say to me, he'd say, Chris, I can remember as a kid what he told me. He says, you know, I've got a theory about this. I've got a theory that every day you spend in the outdoors enjoying yourself, listening to the dogs run or fishing or doing something that you love is a day that ultimately doesn't get subtracted from your life. That sounds pretty good to me. I don't think it's true, but on the off chance it is true, I may live to be 150. I don't know. But they are just absolutely smoking this rabbit. As they should. I mean, the scenting conditions are ideal. I'm going to give it about 15 more minutes and just to get a look and see what he's going to do. Once I feel like I've got him patterned out, I'm going to slide right in there and we're going to see what we can do to get a shot at him. It's going to be challenging with all this vegetation still up. But that's okay. That's part of the early season fun. If it was too easy, it would get boring after a while. This doesn't get boring. We waited for 20 minutes. And he's not going hardly anywhere. If you look on here, he is up in there 350. That's the closest they've been to us in the last little bit. You can see they've run real tight little cluster. So it's probably a smaller rabbit. And he's probably staying right there where he lives. We've got 350 to get where the dogs are now. So we are going to start to snake our way up in there. We're about a third of the way up into the dogs. We just came across this moose bed, big old moose bed. It's a big animal. And let's keep snaking our way up in towards the dogs and we'll try to get into position. So we've got to get up in there quite a ways still. We're about 2/3 of the way into the dogs and I just kind of stumbled across something interesting here. It's a big old bunch of bones. Look at the size of that baby. Big old leg bone. Man, that's a big rabbit. Might even be a moose. Got some more bones here that it chewed on. Looks like one of them died here of old age or what. There's a vertebrae, I believe. Part of one anyway. We gotta get up in there and get a shot at this rabbit. That's kind of cool. We're within about 75 yards of the dogs. We got two more big old moose beds here. There was two of them laying here within the last couple of weeks. Man, they're running him good. He's staying in a real small area here, which is kind of why they actually had a check a minute ago. They was silent for 10 or 15 seconds. The more that rabbit goes on this very same area, the more likely it is the running gets a little less good. But we're within 100 yards of the dogs now, but that rabbit has not come this far. To get to the edge of where he's run, I've got to get up in there another 50 yards. That's what I'm going to do, nice and quiet like. Here he comes. Just not a clear shot. It's only about 50, 60 yards ahead of the dogs. Just wasn't a clear enough shot. That's right, I'll be patient. He's been running a small area. I won't have any trouble getting a shot at him. No sense in taking an iffy shot when you don't have to. Not sure if I hit him or not. He turned and came right back. He was right there. I'm not sure if I hit him or not, but he went straight out that way. I started to squeeze one off and he bolted. He stopped for a second. I started to squeeze the trigger and he bolted. We'll find out. The dogs will either catch him or they won't. That's the first time I missed with this handgun in quite a few years. And I'm not even going to edit it out. Now hopefully, shooting at him like that doesn't alter his circles, because this is the bottom edge of many of his circles here. This is the bottom edge of his circles right there. He spent most of his time above us, like 50 yards. We may slide up in a little bit, but he's a creature of habit. Just as I was touching the trigger, that son of a gun bolted and I shot right behind him, I'm pretty sure. I should get a chance to redeem myself. But it's funny, he's running this more big, mature cover, and that real thick stuff I came up through to get to him where he hasn't run yet. Completely different cover. I'm going to adjust just a tiny bit so if he does the same thing he did last time, I'll see him before he hits this thick stuff. I just heard the dogs catch the rabbit. I I just heard the dogs catch that rabbit. So I did hit him. He just didn't go down right away. Now they're 60, 70, 80 yards away, so what I've got to do is mark their location on my GPS so I can find that. They're 85 yards away right there. I mark that location, they'll stay with that rabbit for a little bit, then they'll take on. And where I've marked the location means I should get him. Should find him. Just hopefully he's not too tore up at that time. So I'm pretty sure I did shoot behind him more than I intended, but I probably busted a back leg if I had to guess. "66 yards up here." Could hear that rabbit crying in the distance a little bit. And the dogs caught up to him and they put him out of his misery real quick. "42 yards. And obviously they went silent, so they've got him. It's just a matter of getting in there. Sometimes rabbits can die in places that are nasty, nasty thick. They tend to head to those nasty thick places when they're hurt. Right here in front of us. Oh, he's got it in her mouth. Come on, good girl. What a good girl. That's a good baby. Come and give him to me, good girl. Good girl. What a nice girl. What a nice girl. There he is. Good job, baby. Thank you, darling. She brought him right to me, boy. And there's his back leg busted. Good job, buddy. Yeah, we got him. Good job, buddy. Come see the rabbit. And when you get a hare like this, you want to make sure all the dogs see him. Because if they don't see him, they may stay and try to work that check. Just what I thought I did. Shot behind him a little bit. Busted a toe. But he's a nice one. He's a perfect eating size. We're going to take him back. We're going to cook him up. Number one for the year is down with our little filming contraption. Hopefully I caught that footage. Very cool. What we're going to do now is take this rabbit out. I'm going to show you how to clean him. And then I'm going to fire up our little burner and put this guy on to cook. That's awesome. All right, let's head back to the road. Almost back to the truck. We're going to clean this rascal up and we're going to get that propane burner going and get out my new cooking toy. We're going to make a nice lunch right here as we listen to the dog. Man, that was fun. Now we're going to get to work and get this guy cleaned up. Okay, we're going to clean this Snowshoe Hare. Got one of my favorite skinning knives here. I'll put a link to this knife down in the description below. You may want to check it out. If you're looking for a really good skinning knife, this is a heck of a knife. Not that you need a big knife for a rabbit, but this is a heck of a skinning knife. I just like to use it. The handle is so comfortable. So we're going to start by piercing the hide. Just cut a little slit so you can get in there with your fingers. Now we're not going to gut this hair. We're simply going to clean him without gutting. Pull the hair off right up to the elbow. Snap the elbow, cut through. Same on the other side. Pull the hair off up to the elbow. That elbow was broken. Cut that off. Pull the hair off the back legs. Snap it at the base. Cut the foot off. Pull the hair off the other side. Get down somewhere near the ankle. Break it. Cut. Take the two hind legs, spread them out. There's a good hind leg. Grab it, pop it out of the ball joint. Got the rest of it. Here's your other hind leg. Doing the same thing to these front legs. front shoulders. Take the front leg. You got the front leg. This front shoulder. I can get a little meat off of that one. It's shot up a little bit. I must have hit him with one pellet there. You got that front shoulder. Now all that's left to take is the two back straps that run the length of the back. Just going to get a cut started. Just like you're filleting a fish on one side, you gotta get a cut started on the other. Fillet it off just like a fish. Come down to the base of the back, make a slit, and you've got one big long boneless chicken finger type piece of meat. Big long piece of meat there. Ideally you want to pull it off of that silverback. You don't want to take that silverback with your meat if you can't help it. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes it stays on. This time I guess it's going to stay on. That's it. So you got your two front legs, your two hind legs, and you got your two back strap pieces. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of water and rinse off whatever little hair there is. We've got a propane stove. We'll get this set up. It's going to be quick, it's going to be easy. We'll have a meal like it came out of a crock pot, but only in like 45 minutes it'll take to cook. So we're going to get this set up. But first, I've got to bone out this meat. So I'm going to take everything off the bone. Take all the big pieces of meat. Normally these big legs you could fry up just like you would any type of a chicken leg or anything. You want to tenderize them first. The big knock on snowshoe hare is that they're kind of tough because they're all muscle. I'm going to debone this bad boy. Take off any fat and tendons that you see and get rid of it. I want to cut it into bite-sized pieces. I'm going to put this in the can cooker because the first thing we're going to do is brown this meat up with some butter. I'm going to take off the bone, all the big pieces of meat, and then I'm going to put the bone in there to cook. And anything you've got that's bloodshot, just cut that off now. You don't want any of that going into the pot. Those front legs are small enough, then I'm going to throw those in whole. Cut the back straps into bite-sized pieces. And we're going to fillet them right off of that silver. I'm going to try to cut down to the silver without cutting through it. I'm going to turn the knife almost like you're filleting the fish off of a skin. Try to get most of the silver off that way. Get rid of all the silver back that you can. Alright, and that's what it looks like. We're going to get the burner out. Throw in some butter and we're going to brown this up. She is lit. Before we put this can cooker on the burner, we're going to put in a half a stick of butter. We're going to brown this up. Burner on high. Sear all this meat before our next step. We're not cooking it like this, but we're just searing it. Make sure that all that buttery goodness gets on all the meat. And just let it sear on all four sides on a good high heat. 5 minutes of that is good. We're going to turn the heat way down. We're going to dump our meat into the bowl for a minute to get it out of our way. Beautiful. This is a grate that goes in the bottom. Put that in the bottom. We're going to put in the liquid for it to steam in. Beef broth. Dump in can of beef broth and a little bit of extra water. I want the water to come up right to the bottom of that grate. So I'm going to guess we've got about 12 or 14 ounces of liquid altogether. I'm going to grab about four stalks of celery. Celery in first. Alright, celery's in. I'm going to put our meat in on top of that. And then we are going to season it. I've got one of my favorite seasonings here. This is Everglades Heat. I found out about this stuff down in Florida, and I bought some for up here. It's great. It's not super hot, but it's got a little bit of a bite to it. Got all kinds of wonderful ingredients. Also going to put in some minced garlic. About 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. We've also got a sprig of rosemary. Now we're going to cook just that for about 15 minutes. Then we're going to add our veggies to it and let that cook for another 25 or 30 minutes. And we're going to call it done. Took about 5 minutes for the steam to start coming out. And we've got 15 minutes or so before I put the vegetables in. So I'm going to get those cut up now. We got some big old carrots out of the garden. We've got a big onion. We've got some small potatoes. They smell good. Man, what a beautiful day. What a great day to be alive. The smell of those fresh cut carrots is icing on the cake. Never go wrong with a sweet onion. "20, 25 minutes later, that's going to be lunch. It's time to add in our veggies. Boy, that's hot. Woo! Look at that. Oh, that looks like lunch to me. I'm going to add in the veggies. Give it a light stir. Add another sprinkle of Everglades Heat on top of those veggies. Perfect. Lid back on. 25 minutes to a half hour, we're gonna eat. Can't come soon enough, I'm starving. Oh, it smells so good. Someday they're gonna perfect the technology so we can transmit smell through a camera. Then we're gonna be on to something. Let's see, 25 minutes. We've got 11:24 now, so 10 minutes of 12, we'll say. Time to tie on the feed bag. Coming along rather nicely, I must say. We are ready to eat. Ooh, that looks good. Looky there, looky there. That looks fantastic. Oh, this is going to be awesome. Gasket out. Take out the cooking rack. You can just hear those dogs way off in the distance. They took a rabbit back up into where we just came from. They ended up hitting another one part way there, and then off they went. He took them about 500 and something yards up in there now. I'm going to enjoy my lunch and then I'll go get those rascals. Man alive. Look at that. Get a little bit of that gravy. Look at this. This is fantastic. The moment of truth. How good is it? Well, there's the snowshoe hare meat. Oh, it smells good. Mmm. Yeah. Oh, that came out great. Very tender for snowshoe hare. That's really tender. Mmm. Wow. Mmm. Potatoes are good. Celery got cooked down a little bit too much. Next time I won't put the celery in until I put the other vegetables in. I was thinking that was going to take extra time. Celery's a little bit overdone, but look at those beautiful little medallions of meat. Look at that. Little chunks of onion. Carrots. Less than an hour and a half ago, this rascal was running around. Wild, organic, excellent meat. This is definitely the right way to do snowshoe hare. You need something where you break down the muscle fibers, otherwise it's just too chewy to do a whole lot with. You usually have to parboil it down, but this is fantastic. Look at that. That is just so good. Seasoning was ideal. It's got a tiny bit of heat and spice, but not burny or anything. Doesn't burn. Just delicious. Fantastic, man. What a great day. I'm going to be doing this again. If anybody's interested in this can cooker, it was recommended to me, and so I decided to try it. And I got to say, I'm a fan. If anybody's interested in checking it out, I'll put a link down in the video description, down below the video. An Amazon link, you can click on it and check it out. Not expensive, and it does a good job because you can, it's cooked to the extent like it was in a crock pot for a few hours, but it was only 45 minutes from start to finish. Not even that. It was recommended to me and I really like it. Not a paid endorsement. What a great lunch. Man, I'm going to save out some of these meat chunks for the dogs when I go get them. They'll have a nice treat when they get back. What a great day. The rain held off. I want to thank you all for stopping by and having a peek into my world. Great day. I've always had these first couple of days of small game hunting season here in New Hampshire off. I haven't booked any hunts for the first 2 days in a lot of years. I get out in the woods, have a chance to enjoy myself a little bit. Used to be my grandfather would come along, but he's gone now. Rest in peace, Pop. He would have loved it. He would have loved it today. He would have liked that. He didn't like spicy food, but that's not so spicy, even he wouldn't like it. So good. This is what life's all about, man. If you're not enjoying yourself out here today, there's something wrong. What a great day to be alive. I'm going to finish this up, put the gear away, go and grab the dogs, give them a treat when we get back, and then head out of here. I want to thank you again for stopping by and having a peek into my world. I appreciate it. I'll catch you next time. What's this? What's this? A treat? What's that? Come on, good girl. Up, up. What's this? What's this? Here, what's this? You good girl.